Welcome to Saturday Morning Cartoons. Now I'm not in the car, but I'm using my phone this morning, so that's probably why you're seeing this in a very vertical manner this morning. But it's a beautiful, beautiful Saturday in Sacramento, but it's very, very chilly. And Constance is going out on a bike ride and leaving me alone with you. I'm going to do a couple things today. In the United States, many people are really excited about the Super Bowl. Now, the Super Bowl is a game of football. Constance and I aren't football fans, okay? As a matter of fact, we're not much sports fans, period. We worship baseball, but we can't say that we follow it unless our hometown team is like in the World Series and things like that. And baseball, we think, is a pretty sacred ritual. It's a long story, but we like the mystical side of baseball. But we don't follow football. I did not play football in high school, and although I had. They told me I had broad shoulders, but that is a lie. Okay, I am pencil-shaped shoulders. So they just wanted to have another kid to bully and do perverty things in the shower with. Yeah, coaches don't coach me. Okay. Even in provincial Nebraska, I never trusted the coaches. Anyway, but I digress. We're not football fans, but everybody else on the planet wants to be distracted about anything, especially here in America. We want to be distracted over the fascist takeover of our government. Oh, there I go again, slipping into politics. I apologize. In the long run of things, we'll all be swallowed up into negativity anyway, and what'll it matter then? But anyway, I'm going to do a Super Bowl oracle. Now, a couple of years ago, we did Constance did the oracular chicken to pick the Super Bowl winner, and but we used tarot cards, and tarot cards are always up to interpretation, and we sort of we got the winner okay, but we didn't get the point spread or anything like that. I'm going to try something a little different today, right at the end of my talk here. Sometimes I've been following a discussion on the problems occultists and witches and things like that have with local authorities. Not so much local authorities, but the neighbors and things like that. We always, and it's bound to get worse before it gets better with the present situation and the rise of very specific Christian nationalism. Not only here, but everywhere. So during the 80s, there was a wave of satanic panic, and it was spurred primarily by the new Christian television networks, Trinity Broadcasting, CBN, and they specifically targeted witches and people they called Satanists, and they were just more or less free to say all sorts of outlandish things about baby eating and murder and human sacrifice, and they had just like a whole collection of people that went to Christian psychologists and had memories of their parents flying and killing and eating babies, and these were reported as facts, and they never were facts. But it sort of made things hard on people that wanted to organize little lodges and well, like local OTO groups or local covens, or it even spilled over to the wonderful, innocuous, blue-haired Amort people and things like that, and it was sort of an underground thing. You go to an occult bookstore or a gift shop, and things were sort of under the table. I had to go to a little shop in Laguna Beach and look around. I said, do you have any Crowley, Aleister Crowley? And Crowley? You like that Crowley? You know, he ate babies on that island in Sicily, but anyway, it was right in the middle of that we were running a lodge of OTO in Newport Beach, California, Costa Mesa, Newport Beach, depending on which house we were in. And we were just very out in the open, and we did our rites of Eleusis out in the backyard, okay? Have about 30 people over, maybe more, out in the backyard in togas and spears and big bowls of flaming alcohol out in the, and it was all, if you are familiar with the rites of Eleusis, you know that it's quite a big production, and there's music, and it's a group participation. It looks like it's a wild and crazy thing if you're not sure what it is. And one rite in particular, we did a rite of Mars. It was very well attended, and we were blessed with the services of Marguerite Garner, one of the most fantastic dancers, among many other things. Dancing, because there's dancing involved in the rites of Eleusis, and that's usually the weak point in amateur productions of it. But when Marguerite's involved, it was wild and crazy, and because it was the rite of Mars, she wanted to. She was Kali, okay, and she had a sword dance. One of the best trained and executed sword dancing expert on the planet, Marguerite. Okay, this world-class dancer. Okay, and she wanted to dress up like Kali and look all crazy, and Kali is in the tongue, and she even had at one point in the ceremony or in her dance section, she bit down on blood capsules in her mouth, and but we had this big bowl of burning alcohol in the middle, and we had a very kick-ass sound system, and she wanted to dance to Peter Gabriel's Rhythm of the Heat, okay? And it was the Rite of Mars, so there were officers lined up in robes with spears, okay, and there's candles, and the officers are all, it's kind of military. Can you imagine how this looked from the back door, across the fence, back neighbor, looking out of her window, hearing Peter Gabriel's bum, 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 and Marguerite Garner leaping around as Kali with the blood caps and she's leaping over the fire with two swords, just doing just an insanely cool thing. And a lot of people, okay, and we're all, even the people watching, were in robes, or most of them. Now, this was one of the ceremonies where I wasn't an officer, but I was running the kick-ass sound system. So I was off. I was off, not on stage, just enjoying this fabulous part of the ritual where Marguerite danced, leaping over the fire, and then from my position in the backyard, somebody came out of the jacuzzi area, okay, which was off of a bedroom, and sort of went and got my attention. So while all of this was going on, oh, by the way, every one of these rites of Eleusis, everybody got a booklet, okay? We printed up a little cheap booklet, and I stamped, stapled them myself and everything. But a booklet, the Rite of Venus, or the Rite of Mars, or the Rite of Sol. And we had a picture of a classical statue of Mars for this one. And it says, the Rite of Mars, presented by Huru Raha, and it was a commemorative souvenir thing. So everybody had one of these, and I had my music cues written down on it, so I had one in my hand. And they called me over, and they said, the police are here. And the rite continued, but I, in my robe, with my booklet, went out to the driveway area, and the cops were there. And this was like 9:30 at night. Okay, it wasn't, the loud music wasn't in violation of anything. Okay, so I went out, and I said, hi, I'm the. I don't know if I said the owner, but this is we're having an event in the backyard, and I said, are we too loud? It's only like 9:30. He says, oh, no, it's not too loud. The cop was very nice. And I kept waiting for, then why are you here? And he says, what's going on? What's going on here? I said, well, we're doing a little backyard play. And I held up that booklet. Okay. And then I did a sort of misdirect. Okay, it's not that I was lying. It's just that I was telling the truth in a unconnected way. I said, our son, who goes to Harbor High over here, is a member of the Junior Classical League, the Latin Club. And then I showed that picture of the statue of Mars. And I said, we're doing a play in the back there. And he says, oh, okay. He says, your neighbor said you're killing babies and that there's a satanic rite going on. And then I looked at him and held the booklet and just sort of went. And then he said, she's just been watching too much television. And I said, yeah, that's probably it. So I hope we're not disturbing it, and it's almost over. And he says, oh, go ahead. Well, we didn't even pause the ritual. Anyway, it was just me that missed out on seeing some of it. And before he left, I thanked him, and I said, by the way, what's your name? And he says, I'm Officer Redman for Mars. It was just so perfect. Well, a couple days later, Constance was out in the garden in the back, and the woman who called the police, I don't know if she started by apologizing, but she told Constance, you guys scared us the other night. And Constance says, well, you scared us too, sending the cops. And she says, I didn't know what to do. The minister or whoever it was she was listening to was talking all about the baby sacrifices and stuff. And when I saw what was going on and the wild dancing and the flames and the blood, I hid my kids in the closet while I called the police. She hid her kids in the closet, her terrified kids in the closet, while she called the police. Now, we were lucky. Okay, we were lucky that we were in a neighborhood that understood art, understood education, understood at least classical literature when they see a pamphlet of it. But not everywhere is that lucky. And I really didn't think that things would get to the point again, and perhaps even worse, where things that should have never been underground, but were for centuries, may have to go underground again, at least for a period of time. Certainly, it is time for a heightened awareness of our level of discretion when doing this stuff. So, anyway, that's my little story. Officer Redmond left. The right was beautiful. I think there are photographs of at least part of that, and I'll try to post it. But we had wonderful outdoor rites of Eleusis at that location in Costa Mesa, and I hate to say, oh, those are the back in my day we leaped over fires but there's a lot of that in our life that I could say, why, back in my day we did. Okay. Anyway, I don't have the tarot cards for the oracular chicken thing, but I do have, well, I got the oracular chicken right here. Okay. I can't do the sound that Constance did. I mean, she really method acted, got into it. But I got 28 dominoes strewn over the floor. Here, I can even show you. Hang on, because that's what I... Okay, do you see that? Okay, there's 28 dominoes. And DuQuette, in his marvelous work, the Book of Ordinary Oracles, or as you're seeing it here, the Kub Yaran Nidro, okay, has a little chapter on dominoes. And there's classic domino answers to things. It's pretty obvious that dominoes are related to and probably descended from dice. As a matter of fact, you can draw a domino by the throw of 2 dice. Die or dice falling outside the throw count as a blank. Dominoes have been around since at least 1100 AD and have been wildly popular in China and other parts of Asia ever since. Chances are you have a set around the house. I just went upstairs and grabbed Jean Paul's here because I can't find I haven't had my set of dominoes out since we moved to Sacramento. Okay. If not, you can buy one at a toy store anywhere. Besides being much better for your karma than ivory, mine are made of plastic, okay? Where dominoes concerned, I like to keep things simple. I keep mine in a silk bag decorated with Chinese themes in gold. I shuffle them by gently kneading the bag. It's a beautiful silk bag. And when you knead it, it's like you're fondling an octopus. And they go clickety, clickety, click. It's really neat. Each domino is identified first by the side of the greater number of dots. Okay, here are classic sort of domino answers, and I probably embellished them as I am wont to do. But I'm going to ask just maybe a series of 4 questions because we've got 2 Super Bowl teams playing. We've got the Kansas City Chiefs and we've got the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, we could ask a couple of questions because these domino answers are like one-shot answers, okay? I'm going to ask, first of all, what kind of day each of the head coaches is going to have tomorrow. Now, and that's people. Now, the coach can have a bad day, but still the team win, okay? I'm going to ask for, and forgive me, but I'm proud to say I don't know the names of the coaches, okay? So I'm going to say, first of all, okay, and the chicken will just, oh, I don't, let's dispense. That's silly. Let's see here. There's the dominoes on the floor. And I'm going to say, buck, 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 buck. What kind of day tomorrow is the coach for the Philadelphia Eagles going to have? Aha, he's going to have a 3-2 day. Let's see here. The coach of the Philadelphia Eagles on Super Bowl Sunday will have your money situation is going to change for the better. Luck with your love life, too. Feel free to do a bit of cautious investing. Maybe even a little gambling. So that's the advice for Super Bowl Sunday for the coach of the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, I'm going to put this back in there, okay, but I'm going to mix them up here a little bit more here, so I don't know what's what. Now I'm going to ask, hope you can still hear me. So now I'm going to ask, hope you're still there. Now I'm going to ask, what kind of day is the coach of the Kansas City Chiefs going to have? I'm reaching, I want that one for some reason. 5 blank. Okay, boy, am I in danger of screwing this up. What kind of day is the coach of the Kansas City Chiefs going to have? 5 blank. Bad luck strikes a friend. He or she is going to need your loving consolation. Be tactful how you handle this. As a matter of fact, this is a time to be reflective and cautious in all areas of your life. Well, that sounds like some pretty serious advice there. Okay. So now we have our coaches, how they're going to fare tomorrow. Now let's just see which team is going to win. I'm going to ask twice, one for each team. Will the Philadelphia Eagles win the Super Bowl tomorrow? Four, 2. Will the Philadelphia Eagles win the Super Bowl tomorrow? Reversals. Big changes. Not good. Setback. Deceit. Theft. Be vigilant. He or she is poison. Don't touch. But wait, sometimes poison taken in tiny doses over a long period of time imparts immunity. Okay. Will the Philadelphia Eagles win? Reversals. Big changes. Not good. Do you think the referees are going to contradict themselves? Who knows? Will the Kansas City Chiefs win the Super Bowl tomorrow? Will the Kansas City Chiefs win the Super Bowl tomorrow? Will the Kansas City Chiefs win the Super Bowl? Oh. 2-1. Okay. Will the Kansas City Chiefs win the Super Bowl tomorrow? 2-1. Somebody's going to lose something of material value. In spite of that, old friends and get-togethers make you feel a little better. Okay. It doesn't look good for either one of them in a sense, but somebody's going to lose something of material value for the Chiefs. But they're going to get really drunk afterwards, okay? But for the Eagles, reversals, big change, not good. Setback, deceit, theft, be vigilant. He or she is poison, but wait. Sometimes poison takes tiny doses over long. Okay. I don't know how to interpret that whatsoever. I would say it looks worse for the Chiefs, because somebody's going to lose something of material value. But I don't see anything definitive about that. So I'm going to just ask flat out, who's going to win the Super Bowl tomorrow? And we'll see if we can get some kind of a hint about a name. Which team is going to win? Just two. Bon voyage, you're going on a trip. This is I don't want to insult the Oracle. I'll insult myself for choosing this method. Okay. Bon voyage, you're going on a trip. Keep an eye on your wallet. Don't let your guard down with attractive strangers, you dog. Okay, well, maybe they're all just describing the halftime show. Whatever it is. Constance asked me today if football games can go to a tie. Can there be a tie? And when I was a kid, at least as much as I knew about football in those days, there could be a tie. And now I may be mistaken. I'm sure all of you will correct me, but in the 1950s, football games could play to a tie. And she made the wisest comment, as she's wont to do. she said that instead of the Philadelphia Eagles, it should be the vulture of Mott. The vulture of Mott. And that it should be a tie. And then she said, that's true justice. Okay. If two teams play to a tie, they both win. And all the people that gamble on the game lose. Everybody wins. Gambling on it one way or the other, everybody wins, except those who gamble. Anyway, that's it for today. Until tomorrow, Super Bowl Sunday, I'm sure that lots of you won't even be watching tomorrow. So that's when I'm going to give you the big secrets of Magick. How to fly, how to predict the future, how to make a perfect fettuccine Alfredo. Anyway, until tomorrow, continue to be good to yourself, be good to each other, do what thou wilt, shall be the whole of the law. Love is the law, love underway.